Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am here to talk about Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. This was a fight from a few weeks ago. It actually did happen, but it was a bullshit stoppage well, not even really. I thought it was a great stoppage. I defended the stoppage, but it was deemed a bullshit stoppage, so they're rematching here. Chairez is 10-5, 27 years old, and he's got 1 inch of height and 2 inches of reach over 11-5 Daniel Lacerda, who is 27 years old. And look, Daniel Lacerda is one of those guys like Terrence McKinney, very much like Terrence McKinney, where you almost don't even need to see his opponent to even bet on the fight, let alone predict it. But it's Daniel Lacerda wins in round 1 via finish, or he loses via finish, more than likely in round 2, but it could be anywhere, really. The end of round 1, whatever. Lacerda's got 11 wins, 11 finishes, 5 by TKO, 6 by submission, and his 5 losses all come via decision. He's got 1 TKO loss, that's an injury, kind of like Terrence McKinney, exactly like him. And then he's got 3 other TKO losses and 1 submission loss, all in the UFC. Francisco Figueiredo knee-barred him. Jeff Molina and CJ Vergara TKO'd him in round 2. And Victor Altamirano TKO'd him in round 1. The reason Daniel Lacerda was given another shot the last time and this time is because he is, much like Terrence McKinney, must-see TV. I think he doesn't have the overall skill set of a guy like Terrence McKinney, where he's going to rack up the victories and keep himself afloat. I think Lacerda will fizzle out eventually. And Saturday, really, because I'm picking Chairez to win, as I did last time. But Daniel Lacerda is still a dangerous guy who will probably give himself a moment. He didn't give himself a moment in their first fight, but usually gives himself a moment. You know, he's a violent son of a bitch, really flashy, and he's just as dangerous on the ground as he is on the feet. Again, he's got 6 submissions in his 11 wins and just 5 by TKO. And I think, on paper at least, he'd be best served by trying to go through Chairez on the ground, because Chairez has 5 losses, 2 by submission, 3 by decision. He's never been TKO'd. Chairez was submitted by Jesus Santos Aguilar, who is now in the UFC as well, and Santos Aguilar tapped him with a guillotine at the very end of a 5-round fight, and kind of a shit-the-bed moment for Chairez there. And this guy Axel Alxuna triangle armbarred him as well. I think that was in round 2. But that's it. The other 3 guys that beat him by decision are Alberto Trujillo, Clayton Carpenter, and Tatsuro Taira, which is his last loss. And that's a fight that really, helps alleviate some concerns for his submission defense, or lack thereof, because Taira is a monster in the submission realm and on the ground, and that's where he had Chairez, and Chairez not only survived, but thrived down the stretch and outlasted him, and almost had him out of there in the final seconds of the fight. Put him in a tight guillotine and mounting him with it. But still, he lost that fight. He was positionally outworked, and I thought he clearly lost. He just had some moments there that boded well for him. That bode well for him, I should say. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, to be honest. But much like last time, Chairez is the pick. I'll be honest, I've softened on him winning in round 1. Last time I was sure it was rounds 2 or 3, but after seeing how it went in round 1, I thought he could have put him away. Maybe he technically did. I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to rehash the whole thing, but yeah, you can't blame the ref, in my opinion, for what he sees. For acting on what he sees. He doesn't know what you're thinking. He just knows what you show him. But anyway, here, I think prop bets would be the way to go when you know a fighter's traits so well. Daniel Lacerda, if he was to win, it's in round 1. And Edgar Chairez, I'd say if he was to win, it'd be by finish. And I picked him to win by rounds 2 and 3 last time. I think, honestly, it's probably closer to rounds 1 and 2. And I do think, even though Lacerda's only been submitted once and it was a knee bar from Figueiredo, I think a submission would be more likely than a TKO. Chairez has 4 TKO wins, 6 submissions. I guess I'd favor submission, yeah, based on how the last fight looked and what their records are telling me. But still, Daniel Lacerda is certainly susceptible to getting finished via strikes in any fight, especially one in which he falls apart and starts to fatigue. So, really flat finish, Chairez, rounds 1 and 2 would be the bet. And for Daniel Lacerda, it's round 1 or bust every single time. Daniel McKinney Lacerda. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit, and check out my other videos. Oh yeah, by the way, for an official prediction, Chairez via submission, late round 1. Leave me the fuck alone.